Preparing a Thanksgiving meal can be stressful. I always get a little on the edge myself, but it doesn't have to be. Here with some tips, tricks, and shortcuts is Judy Strauss from the Charm Kitchen. I got my tips and tricks almost messed up there a little bit, Judy.
That's okay. It's the holidays. We're all a little bit stressed.
Yeah, so
we're gonna.
I see. Miss Wizard today, Mr.
Well,
Wizard?
we're gonna do that in a second, but I wanted to give you like 5 basic tips to maybe make the holiday less stressful.
Easier.
Yeah, I can't do anything about your relatives, but we can do stuff about the food and the prep.
Well, we've tried. But
yeah, we've tried. First one, I have a notebook out here. Just get organized. Make lists.
That's a great idea.
You know, you can do it on a tablet. Doesn't have to be old school on paper, you know, with pen, but it's really a good idea to write stuff down. Get your menu plan now.
Yeah, and what's great about this is, too, you can rip it out of the book and take a magnet, put it on the refrigerator, and every time you turn on the kitchen, you don't forget something.
There you go.
Because you can forget with all these courses going on.
And then before you start shopping, you want to kind of do an inventory of your pantry to see what you already have in your freezer and fridge, especially if you don't bake a lot. So what we have here, this is baking powder. If you don't bake a lot, sometimes it kind of loses its strength over time.
It does, huh?
So you
I
can
wondered
test
about
it.
that.
You want to dump that in the bowl for me?
The whole thing?
Dump in the cup. As much as we can get in there, we go. And you want to take boiling hot water and pour maybe a couple of tablespoons in there.
Okay, let's see what happens. See if it's
what
any
happens.
good.
That's what it's supposed to do. It should bubble like crazy. If you've got baking powder and it's a little past its expiration date and you're not sure, do the test. As long as it does that, Grandma's biscuits are going to rise.
So if you only use this every Thanksgiving, it's probably not going to be good then.
Probably not going to be good if it doesn't do that nice.
And it doesn't cost much. It costs like $1.50 a can.
And the thing is, if you do that before you go to the store, then you're going to get it. You're not going to find yourself Thanksgiving morning.
You don't want to bust your biscuits.
That's right. Or have flat biscuits.
That's
want them to rise.
Flat biscuits are not a good thing.
The next thing is buy your non-perishable supplies now. Again, baking soda, flour, sugar, things that aren't going to go bad.
So you should be making your list now for
Make your list now and
2
get
Thursdays from now.
Right, because that way you're not going to have 3 shopping carts and everybody in line behind you
or get
cursing
shut
at the
out
store.
because everyone buys sweet potatoes at the last minute.
Right. Anything that'll keep. And maybe the biggest one is anything you can cook ahead. Cook ahead. Things can be done, and that's what a lot of these foods are about today. You can make your dinner rolls, you can do the mashed potatoes. If you're going to do a salad, I've got a little cucumber marinated salad.
I can tell you, this little thing smells great.
I just did a little vinaigrette with some herbs, a little vinegar and oil, a little kind of Italian herbs.
Is there sugar in there?
There's a tiny, tiny bit, but I mean really a minimal amount. But that's something you can make ahead, marinate. If you're going to serve a salad, you don't have to toss a salad the last minute.
And what's good about this, too, is it gets even a little better after a day, doesn't it?
It is. It's like a fresh pickle.
Yeah.
And you can do this with Brussels sprouts. You could do it with other vegetables.
Write it down.
Mushrooms are great this way. You can even use them as an appetizer. Things like sweet potatoes can be done ahead. Your cranberry sauce, your dressing can be made ahead.
Hey, the sweet potato thing is a great thing to make ahead because that's one of those things that takes up places in the oven and it's cooking all day long and you wonder why.
And you need to think about how you're going to heat everything up. I had a conversation with a friend of mine who's having a big Thanksgiving and has a small oven. And we went through all these lists of things.
Yeah, it's tough.
And I finally said, well, you know, if the stuff you heat up ahead, you just have to warm up, she's going to use her sous vide.
Oh, yeah.
So she can put everything in, heat it up, take it out, and her oven will be free.
You can really do that with the vegetables and all that kind of stuff in the sauces and just keep warm.
And even if it's something you don't want to cook that day, you can put it in a pan and at least get it prepped so all you have to do is put it in the oven. I mean, it's going to sound sacrilegious. If you had to, you could even cook your turkey day ahead. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily suggest it.
I know people that cook them like really early in the day and then they slice them and put it away under foil. Yeah. Then they add some juice.
Gravy and just reheat it. And the advantage of that is you can get your pan drippings, you can get your gravy made day before. And then desserts, another one, a lot of desserts can be made ahead. And probably the last one, the last tip that I think is really important is let people help. Yeah. You know, I'm the worst person about this. Yeah. I invite people for dinner. What can I bring? Nothing. Or bring ice. And it's like, oh, you idiot, they offered. Yeah. So what I do is, you know, if you could say, what would you like to bring?
Ice. Bring the ice,
Bring
please.
the ice.
Yeah. And some wine, maybe.
That's good.
That's a good thing.
But, you know, if someone offers, let them, especially for Thanksgiving when you're going to have a bigger group. And if you've sort of got your menu plan, you could say bring an appetizer or bring a dessert. Right. People like to do that. I don't like to go places
You could have them bring the biscuits, that way you don't have to worry about the experiment.
That's right.
And if the biscuits are bad, it's on them.
It's on them. And it really is just about, you know, trying to get everything done ahead that you can. The more organized you are, the easier it's going to be. Make lists, cross things off as you get them. Yeah,
and the list thing is the most important thing, I think.
It's critical. I'm a compulsive list maker. Yeah. And, you know, even like I said, for ingredients, if it's a recipe you haven't made in a while, go through the recipe, make sure you have that. You don't want to sit there and go, you know, I'm out of cinnamon or I don't need that.
If you're a first-time or second-time person, maybe even the fifth time, I got to tell you what, in the afternoon, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, somebody has to run to the store to get something you forgot.
It always happens when you don't do that. And if you're not sure on amounts, there's websites where you can go to and they'll show you kind of amounts for servings and all that sort of thing to give you an idea.
No wonder your kitchen is charmed. Thank you, Judy Strauss.
Thank you so much for having me.